Welcome, everybody, to our Big Brother Canada 10 draft and cast assessment. I'm here with Daze and Fanguy. Daze, this is your first draft. We had our first draft for Survivor this past season, which I won, hence the name. But
that was Survivor. That was Survivor.
I know. But we'll see what happens today. So I guess what we're basically going to do is someone will draft, and then we'll talk about the person, and then yada yada yada. Any first impressions overall of the cast? I remember last season, Fanguy, you were not pleased.
I'm gonna seem like a woman hater with this cast because I like the guys quite a bit, and I don't like most of the girls.
I disagree.
And so we'll see. I love women, but I just don't like a lot of the women on this cast.
I think the ladies are stacked.
I kind of feel similar in a way.
I mean, I'm not picking a woman to win because it's Big Brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, they seem pretty stacked. I like this cast. I mean, it's diverse, and I've only seen one season of BB Canada last season, and they haven't let me down with the diversity on the cast either season. So I'm loving it. I already like it without an episode yet. Love it more than BBUS.
Yeah, I agree. I like the cast as well, and I think both sides are stacked. I think the girls are stacked. I think the guys are stacked. I had a really hard time deciding who I want to draft. I guess mostly because we have a lack of information, really. But also, I don't know if I'm feeling if a typical guy is going to win this season, even though that seems to happen. But
Fanguy, did you just watch the ET interviews, or did you watch the Twitter ones also?
I watched both.
And
you could kind of see different sides of people in both, which I found interesting because after just watching the first ones, I had a very different impression of certain people after I watched the second one. So, yeah, and I noticed that there's a lot of internet personalities on this season, which I find peculiar. Not really sure if they're just doing that for viewers or whatnot, but there are a lot of content creators and podcasters and very non-traditional jobs.
Yeah, I agree. And astrology-wise, Dazed.
I only got two astrology signs: the Virgo and the Libra.
The thing is, literally almost half the cast is Virgos. So how do you feel about almost half the cast being Virgo?
I changed my mind. This might be the most boring season I've ever watched.
You're not wrong. Do you think they might actually, overplan though and fall apart?
I could see a lot of paranoia just from overthinking things, maybe analyzing a little too in depth. I don't know. I'm not gonna generalize off of sun sign. Give me some moon sign so I can see who the characters are gonna be.
I don't know that, unfortunately.
I'll find it. I'm sure I can find it on some
probably
forum or something.
Well, here's how the order is going to go. It's going to go Fanguy, Daze, myself, reverse, and then reverse again once it goes back. So Fanguy, last season you chose Deshaun to win. So this is you could call your shot again. Oh, you're on mute, however.
Oh, that
I had last pick in the last draft, and this time I have first pick.
Don't you do it.
I'm going to go with this guy just because he seems awesome, and that's Moose.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna take Moose. I think I don't know. I just vibe with this guy. Maybe it's just a personal pick here. I like this kid, and he seems like he has a really good personality, and he knows how to. He just seems like he has a high level of emotional intelligence when you hear him talking about people, and he seems very likable, and that's what it tends to go far in these things. So I'm just going to play the likability card and go with Moose because I felt he was the most likable.
Go ahead, Daze.
Jed 2.0 for me.
He's dumb?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, there's things to like about him. I mean, I like him because he's a big sports guy, so I get to, hear him talk about sports all throughout the season. But he is a very big personality and wants to dominate people with that personality. And there's a lot of people in this cast who don't like that and other individuals, so it can make him a target. His game plan is kind of iffy for me. Wants to, trust one or two people and then take them to the end. That's troublesome to me because that means he's going to put every last bit of trust in them, and those people are going to turn on him when he least expects it. So it could get him in trouble. I do kind of like the pick. I wouldn't have picked him number 1, but yeah, he's a sociable guy. He's going to do well in the house. It might get him in trouble sooner than he wants it to.
Yeah, when I first watched the ET interview, I talked about my other video how I felt like he wasn't going to fit in. But after watching the other video, I do feel like his personality is much more. He's going to fit in with people for sure. But I also did get the vibe days that he could be the type to get a target on his back, because I feel like he might try to not necessarily do too much, but I feel like he's so competitive that it's going to come off.
The competitive side, yeah, but there's a lot of people in this cast that want to be a comp beast, which is strange to me. I'm more so worried about his personality and being over the top, like trying to one-up people in conversations. Yeah. And at least for me, I'd be like, okay, this dude's got to go. I can't stand it.
He is a Pisces though, so I'll root for him.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's going to be Jed. I don't know I forgot what Jed was.
But I don't remember. It wasn't Pisces though.
Jed was delusional like a Pisces, so I can see what's happening.
This guy did not self-describe himself as a nice guy 37 times in his intro.
But that's why you liked Tashawn. That's why he won.
I'm telling you, likability goes a long way, and my instant vibe from this kid is just he's likable.
He does come off as likable. I will agree. Isn't he the youngest though, or is one of the youngest other than Kyle?
I don't remember their ages. I don't think age really matters that much in BB Canada unless you're Tina.
Yeah, but I feel like the youngest sometimes could get also kind of hard to fit in sometimes. Well, Days, it's your pick at number 2.
Yeah, I'm going to go right off the bat and pick Tyshawn 2.0, and that's Josh Nash.
Ugh, that was my pick.
What's not to like about this guy? I mean, first off, he is incredibly attractive. He's a pediatric resident. And he just comes across as very charming. I mean, I love him just by watching his interviews. He's a mama's boy. Like I said, he's Tyshawn 2.0, very nice guy. Wants to connect with everybody, doesn't like disrespectful people. I love him. I want to be his friend. His boyfriend's also really hot.
Yeah, he kind of does come off as a full package for sure.
And it's going to show. It's a long game if he lasts.
Why do you think it comes off as fake?
Yeah, it's weird that y'all both found this guy super likable. I found him incredibly not likable. This is like probably one of my least favorite guys on this cast. It's just I didn't feel the genuineness. I felt the exact opposite. I felt complete disingenuity from this guy.
I didn't necessarily find him likable. I just felt like he seems like the type that's going to be able to be in a big alliance or be at the top of an alliance and win competitions and at least have a decent social game.
I see this guy going far, actually. I'm going to say he final 6, but I don't see this kind of cat winning. No, not going to happen.
There's one thing that does concern me, and that's, yes, he says he doesn't like to be confrontational and doesn't get angry, but he's petty. And petty will get you in trouble because you'll make moves that you don't necessarily have to make. So I could see that becoming troublesome. He has to keep that in check and be strategic and calculated like he said he wants to be.
Yeah, that messed up my pick because that was going to be my pick. So
sniped.
Pew! On the other hand, though, I'm kind of glad he got chosen because, like I was saying in the beginning, I don't know if a typical winner is going to win this season. So I'm hoping that's not the case now since he's not on my team. but I'm still going to pick a typical winner anyway. Going to play it safe, and I'm going to choose Steven Geniopoulos, or whatever his long ass name is.
Yeah.
Y'all went back to back my two least favorite guys.
They're not my favorite guys. They're not
This guy's my least favorite by a fucking bullet.
But he seems like a type that can get into a showmance, and that showmance.
He's gonna smash. He's gonna smash this season.
He's getting into a showmatch with someone.
I can tell you what he's gonna be. He's gonna be smashing JC Lynn Graham.
Yep.
That's who he's gonna be smashing, and they're gonna be the douchiest couple on the.
And they're going to get far, though. I feel like they're going to get far. I don't know about his chances of winning, but and last season, on BBCAN, there was not a lot of physical competitions last season. So if that's the same, that could hurt him, I guess, in the long run. But if there is physical comps, obviously he's going to do well, I think.
Which there can be. BBCAN does have very physical comps, even more so than the US version. The season that Dane won, there was a lot of comps that were just geared for his physicality. And I agree. If those comps are this season, this guy has got a very good shot at being physically dominant. But I think that's all he's got going for him. This guy is literally the epitome of a douchebag in every sense of the word. I cannot find one redeeming quality about this gentleman. And
I like his tattoos.
I absolutely hate this player. This is my least favorite person on the whole cast. On the whole cast.
I kind of figured he might be, honestly.
This guy rubs me the wrong way in every way possible. I cannot stand him.
Yeah. I'm not necessarily going to be rooting for him, but I feel like he has a good chance. What are your thoughts, Dave?
The things that stuck out to me that are not going to happen is that he wants to stay under the radar early on in the game and is okay with his showmance, but doesn't want to let it affect his game. Neither one of those things are going to happen. He's going to be one of the first targets in the game because he is a physical specimen. And he's going to be cuddling up with, like you said, JC, probably Stephanie. I mean, he's going to be smashing one of them, and it's going to get him in trouble. He's going to be on the block with them. Every bombshell in the game is going to want to use him as a meat shield, so he's got to be first to go.
You never know. The couples can go far, though. That's, I think, what Nick was kind of getting at, is that the couples can go really far in these things.
I mean, if he teams up with JC or however you say her name, I mean, those two are physical. They will comp out if you let them get, midway through the game.
Yeah, you're right, though. He does need to get past the first few weeks because I do think, how can he not be a threat? Especially if his personality is as douchebag as Fang, I think it might be.
In every way possible. So you
I
cannot imagine who my least favorite girl on the cast is going to be. Match made in heaven.
Well, it's my pick again. My next pick is my favorite girl, who I think maybe has a big personality, but I think she's going to do better than it may seem. She is the level of petty I strive for. I'm picking Summer at number 4. She is a Virgo, by the way. Steven Giannopoulos is a Cancer.
Oh, yeah. He's going to smash.
But I like Summer. I think there was one thing she said in her video, when I can't remember which one, probably the better one that we watched on Twitter, about how she's used to kind of playing the game, and she's used to people always stabbing people in the back around her, that I feel like she's going to thrive in this game at certain points. Will she win? I don't know, but I do think she's going to thrive in some points of this game.
This is DeLeon. This is DeLeon's alter ego. When I saw the first interview, I was like, man, said she was a big personality. I wasn't really saying it. Best strategy is not to have a strategy. I was like, okay, maybe she can do some good. And then I saw the Twitter interview and I was like, oh no, this is Victoria.
No, I don't think so.
Yes, this is going to be Victoria. She's going to be petty. She's going to be cutthroat. She's going to be twerking on the couch first night. I can already see it. She's going to be fun to watch. But she's going to be a massive target within like 3 weeks. and she's going to be the liar in the house. Like, people are going to start calling her out, and she's going to get in big fights with everybody.
See, I don't see it that way. I actually think that she's going to be able to be petty in the diary room and be less petty during the game, at least early on in the game. It's going to come out at some point, but I think she can keep it under wraps for a while. Van Guy, your thoughts?
She's in the middle of the pack for me. Like, she had some qualities. I think she's gonna she kind of strikes me as like kind of like your last Ricard pick from the Survivor. She is a very high floor, high ceiling kind of player. I don't necessarily see her. She's either going to do well or not do well. And my personal, I thought she was likable. But yeah, I could see. When you heard a lot of these people talk about the personalities they liked and didn't like and thought they'd get along with and didn't get along with, there's a pretty good mix. And I think whichever group is going to take over, and if the wrong group takes over the house and has the majority, a player like Summer could definitely find herself in trouble pretty quick.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I think that, see, her level of petty it's the right level of petty, because if you're getting on this show to spite somebody that you work with because it's their favorite show and you didn't like them, that's not like in your face petty. That is really, I'm going to strive to, you're going to see me on your favorite show in a few months, and then it's really going to fuck your world up.
That pissed me off.
I thought it was hilarious. I did find that hilarious.
All right, Days, you're up.
Man, this one's tough. I've got two that I really like, but unfortunately, I'm stuck in the middle seat of the draft, so I can't have back-to-backs. You know what? I'm gonna go with the lady this time, and I'm gonna go with Tanisha.
Interesting. That is the Scorpio, by the way.
Really, man, even if she doesn't win, I hope she stays in the game for a very long time. Crush of the season right here. I'm in love with her. I love moms. We all know that. But she's going to be the motherly figure in the house, and I really like that. Remember, what was the season with the one with Jeff and Jordan and Rachel and Brendan, and then it had Shelly? Remember Shelly?
Vaguely, but yeah.
Yeah, she was a motherly figure in the house and got to the very end and then got cut. I see her kind of doing the same. She's not going to have to worry about showmances. I hope not. I don't think she will. Doesn't like in-your-face people. And her interview really struck me. Like, she seemed pretty down to earth and could get along well with everybody. I see her doing well in mental comps, not necessarily physical ones. And I think it's going to get her far.
I don't know if this cast is looking for a mom, though. I don't know if Gino and JC are going to be looking for a mother figure.
When they see her, they'll.
She's only 32. She's a younger mom.
Yeah, the guys with mommy issues are going to like her.
See, I didn't get the motherly vibe from her. Like, I get she talked a lot about being a single mom and kind of the girl power vibe. But she doesn't strike me as old enough to have the vibe you were just talking about. I think that's kind of what Nick was kind of alluding. She doesn't have the overly older motherly vibe for me. The thing I did pick up, which you mentioned though, was that she doesn't like in-your-face people, and we got quite a few of those on this particular cast. So she's one of them that I think again is going to be hit or miss. And if the in-your-face crowd takes over, she could be in a lot of trouble if she lets her dislike for these in-your-face kind of people show, because those are also the people who are going to throw you under the bus to everyone else because they're loud and they're boisterous and they usually have the power of the bandwagon effect a lot of times with them. So she's got to watch out for that if she can't keep that under wraps.
I like her for the dark horse.
She's going to be interesting to watch because I do feel like she could go under the radar. I do, but I need to see if she can make connections, I guess, if she's going to be able to get far enough.
I'd like to see her work with Josh.
Why? Because they're your team?
Well, no, I just they're two really laid back personalities that I think can bounce ideas off of one another. Don't have to worry about showmances happening between the two. I like it as a team. And Virgo and Scorpio. That's a good mix, right?
I don't know. I can see them working together, though. All right, fan guy, we are back to you. You will have 2 in a row, but what is your first pick?
My picks are so random. I feel like I'm sniping y'all because I'm just picking. I'll probably pick the bottom of y'all list. For my next pick, it's gonna be my Jean-Claude Van Damme, Marty. He talks just like Jean-Claude Van Damme, and I love Jean-Claude Van Damme. So ipso facto, I love Marty. I am picking this guy strictly for his voice, though I do like a lot of his personality. He seems to be a family guy. He seems to be pretty charismatic. I got a very different vibe from him from each of the videos. I'm not sure which one of those is going to come through. But if the side of him I liked, which was from, I believe, more so the Twitter side, comes out, I think this guy's got a shot. And he talking like a Jean-Claude Van Damme. I just love that. Can't even do it. How can you not like him?
I do like him. The only thing holding me back from him is his age in this somewhat younger cast.
Yeah.
I mean, he's Tina, right? Just hopefully not a piece of furniture like Tina.
Yeah, hopefully.
That.
He needs to play more like Kiefer than Tina.
I'm worried. Like he said he's a BB super fan, right? But he also said he wants to win every competition, and I don't know a BB super fan that wants to win every single competition.
But I think he needs to. I think he's going to have to win a lot of competitions.
You're right. You're right. I could see that, and maybe that's what he's thinking. I don't know. I don't know what to think about him. He wasn't high on my list. I think I'm gonna like him as a character. I'm just hoping he doesn't end up being the furniture that I think he might be.
I think he's so different from the rest of this cast. That's why I like him so much and think he's got like this weird shot just because there's several like other people who fit in the categories. Like if you're trying to box the cast, this guy is one of a kind on this cast. Like,
I think he's going to be good on booze nights.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I like him. Like I said, the only thing holding me back has been his age because it's only because years past we always see the oldest player when there's not other old players. Like last season, they kind of get outcasted pretty early and don't have enough relationships. But who knows? Maybe he'll surprise us. All right, you're up again, Bangay.
This one's tough. I guess I'm gonna add a girl. I'm gonna go with Jessica Dowling. She seems like another player with extremely high emotional intelligence. I can see her getting along with a very wide range of people. She just seems to be, and she's feisty. Like she just seems to have this feistiness to her where she's competitive as hell. And if she doesn't make a mistake and get into a conflict with someone early who, because she does seem to be very strongly opinionated. So as long as she doesn't make herself a target, I can see her going very far.
I don't know if I see her getting in arguments with anybody. I mean, she very much seems like the one that will love up on everybody like she wants to do. I could see her doing that. She's definitely the BB super fan in the house. And she wants to play that fluid floater type game, which I think is great. The one thing that's going to hold her back is her paranoia, and that's going to get her in trouble. She's going to be like dazed and think of all the worst possible strategy and throw her game away in the process.
She reminds me a lot of Sarah, who won. She actually reminds me of the Sarah who won Big Brother Canada.
She's a Taurus, by the way. And Marty's a Capricorn.
Yeah, he's a piece of furniture.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think of Jessica, honestly. She was lower on my list only because I don't know what to think about her. But I do think she has an upside of I can definitely see her getting far in the game. Because I do think she could play an under the radar game, and that's usually the type that could get far in a game. Any other thoughts on Jessica?
I just think she's going to get along with a lot of people, and it's just going to keep her around for a while.
Yep.
All right, Dazed.
I got to be strategic with this one. So I'm going to go with the clear-cut favorite other than Josh and go with Kyle Moore 2.0. Get it?
Yes, I get it.
I mean, I like everything about him. I mean, on paper, he looks like he's made to go far in the game. You got to think he's going to be production's favorite. So if there's a power out there that they're trying to give away, he might get it. Canada might give him a power. But yeah, he's got good qualities. He's athletic. He's attractive. And I like that he's a mental health podcaster. I like that. You don't see a lot of people talking about that these days. And I think he's going to do a lot of people good in the house. I think he'll be good at building connections with people because of that, checking in on them, making sure they're doing okay. And it's going to take him far in the game.
Yeah, he unfortunately probably does have more upside than I want him to have because Twitter's going to like him and I'm going to hate him. I think his downside is his age. He is the youngest, and that could hurt him. But I think you hit the nail on the head, Days. If he's his production's pet, and if there is powers and Canada gets a vote, he's definitely going to get some powers to go further. Fan Guy, do you like him more than the last year's Kyle, bro?
Way more, infinitely more. These two could not be. All they have in common is their name. This would have actually been my pick had I not picked Jessica. This was, if I wanted the all guy start, this was the guy I was looking at with that quarter for. For the same reasons you guys just listed. He just seems very likable. He seems like the kind of guy that Canada is going to get behind, which seems to be more relevant in Big Brother Canada than it is in the US version. Like, they really care about who Canada likes. And this guy got his spot on the show because there was a confusion about his name being the same as the guy, and everybody started thinking he was the guy, and so he got a lot of traction in the Big Brother Canada universe.
Yeah,
he's got a huge step ahead of a lot of this cast in terms of all that, which does make him a reasonably decent favorite to go far.
Yeah, that you just reminded me too. Like, that this dude grinded just to get on the show. Imagine how much grinding he's going to do inside the house just to get to the end. And one of the things that really stuck out mainly was that he's open to collaboration, willing to, will and deal and make deals in the house. And I think that's an important part of Big Brother. If you're not willing to do that, you got to be able to work with other people when you don't necessarily want to.
And this guy doesn't seem slimy. So he doesn't seem like he's the type of player who's going to create these relationships in a slimy manner that's going to come back to him like the other Kyle.
I think he could be someone that can think he knows more than he actually does, though. Mostly because of his age too, but so I'm hoping that's why he falls on his face at some point. It's me, and I have no idea what to do. So, do I just keep picking women even though they don't win Big Brother? I mean, a woman won me the last draft. I'm gonna pick Helena.
Wait. Okay.
She is a Sagittarius, and I mean, I just feel like she's gonna have a good social game, and she's going to be my social game pick. I like social players sometimes. I do think she's going to have a good social game. She's not in shape, so if there's physical challenges, she might fuck up. But hopefully it's like last season and there's not a lot of physical challenges. And if that's the case, I think she can work her way into some relationships.
I didn't write a lot down on her. She kind of underwhelmed me. But she does remind me of Austin from
I don't know if that's a good thing, but
Austin's social game was great. It got her far in the game, not necessarily a comp beast, but just really good with people and having conversations with them. And I see her doing the same thing. Like I said, didn't write a lot about her, but I think her social game will probably carry her pretty far.
She's one of the only 2 girls on the entire cast that I really like. This is obviously the other one other than the one I picked. I think she's exactly what Nick said. For me, I actually think if she survives the first 2 evictions, I see her pretty much top 5ing with a bullet because she just seemed, but I don't see her winning, which is why I don't think I reached to pick her. But then again, I felt that way about the girl who won the last draft. But this one, I just see her being like that Victoria. Like, I just see her just kind of being drug along. She's nice to everybody. She's getting there. She just gets along with everybody, and she finds herself in the final 3, maybe.
Victoria BB16.
Yes, the
with Derek and Cody,
the one who got goaded to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could pretty much see her just like that. Like just super nice to everyone and gets drug along to the top 5.
Well, there's 2 more possible social threats. Do I want the man or do I want the woman? That's the question.
Trying to see who you might pick.
I'm just going to have to pick another woman, I guess. I'm going to choose Betty, who I think is another social threat in the game.
Wow, you picked the HR manager? Really?
I picked the HR manager. Because if there's going to be any possible woman alliances in this, I think she's going to be in it, and I think she's going to try and spearhead it. Now, does that work in Big Brother? No, but I don't know. I think she's going to be a social threat. That's all I could rely on because the rest of these people, it's either her or JC Lynn. I'm going to pick her because I already picked JC Lynn's possible partner.
I don't have much to say about her. I didn't really care for her. I don't. I agree with you about the whole spearheading a woman's alliance. And I also agree with you that those typically don't work. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, I could see her rubbing some people the wrong way, though. Just like with maybe who she is. I know that sounds terrible, but
I thought she was going to be the one not drafted.
Really?
Yeah. Like, that's how much she didn't stand out to me.
There's still 3 of those to me.
And when she said HR manager, it just sold it for me. Like, possible first boot here.
I don't see first boot in her. I think she at least could get along with enough people to make it a little far, hopefully. But
I got nothing to say about her. I literally wrote meh.
I can't even tell you anything about her.
That's not the worst thing. It's not the worst thing. I'll take it. I will take it. Over some of these people left, I will take it.
That's also fair.
If you don't have a lot to say with her, maybe she could fall under the radar, and that's the best I could hope for. Dazed Europe.
I love so many things about this one, and I hate almost everything about her at the same time. And that's JC. Got to take her. She's going to be social. She's going to be a comp threat. But she's going to get smashed, and she's going to fall in love, and it's going to take her out of the game.
She's the next best pick, in my opinion, because I just couldn't pick her because I already have fucking Steven.
I mean, she's going to do what works best in Big Brother, which is try to make that big alliance early on. I could see her winning the first HOH and building that big alliance, and it's going to carry her, close to the end. I mean, I could see her being a Nicole Frenzel, really good at the game, but annoying as fuck, where I don't want to watch her anymore. But Nicole also won and almost won a second time, and I see a lot of attributes in JC like I do her. So I got to go with her.
Honestly, outside of Helena, I have her as the best shot of a woman to win this game. So,
is it JC or JC?
JC? I don't know.
I lied when I said she's my least favorite girl. She's my second least favorite girl. But yeah, this girl reminds me kind of like a Beth from last season's BBCAN.
I think smarter.
But more honest about how she is too. Like, she's like the down home girl, but she knows she likes to get down. And Beth was like the down home girl who wanted to play all innocent before the season. This girl ain't trying to play innocent. I appreciate that. That she's just like, yeah, me and the Greek guy are gonna smash. It's gonna happen, and it's either gonna get us both voted out or it's gonna take us both far. She knows it. He knows it. They know it. We know it.
Yeah, I've really been wanting to see an Allison 2.0 from BB4 US, and I think either JC or Stephanie could be that Allison in this game, and I really want to see it.
I ain't gonna be
Just
Stephanie.
cutting the balls off of every man in the house.
Fan guy, your next pick.
Okay. I'm looking at who's left, and it's getting pretty thin. But this guy, okay, so this guy could easily be the guy who's not, we shouldn't draft. It's not gonna be who y'all think though. This is the almost guy who I put in that tier. And this guy to me has almost all low side, but a little bit of upside and a lot maybe. And that's Herman. I'm gonna go with Herman. This guy's a car sales manager. And let me tell you, there's a lot of car salesmen who play poker, which is my industry. I know a lot of car salesmen. These guys can be some of the most likable cats you would never think they're car salesmen if they didn't tell you. They are charismatic. They are everyone loves them. They can be the life of the party. They can also have complete opposite 180 sides of everything I just said, and they can also cut people's throat at a whim without any hesitation. So I think this guy's just got a ton of a ton of winning upside, but he also just has first vote out potential all over him.
He's the guy I almost picked.
I got Rohan vibes from him.
100%.
Yeah, like I hated Rohan when in his first interview, but he grew on me, and I could see this guy doing the same thing. Car salesman though, he's gonna try to get everybody to like him, and he's probably gonna succeed. Like comes across as a little douchey and thinks highly of himself. Bought his mama a car, props. It might rub people the wrong way, but I think he survives a couple weeks, if not make it, halfway decent into the season.
I bet he got a great deal on that car for his mom too.
I bet he did.
Probably. I think Fan Guy, when you say he needs to survive the beginning, he needs to survive the beginning. But I think he has a lot of upside if he does get found. Because I think unlike Rohan, he's actually going to try and play a little more strategically. So I like his upside.
He doesn't have the abrasiveness that Rohan had, and that's the thing that can drive people like this away from people.
Rohan couldn't pull the trigger. I think this guy will. Is it Herman or Herman? Herman. He's going to be able to pull the trigger when he needs to.
I like him. I think it's still this low in the draft, honestly. He just has to survive early.
That's my one worry about him is the early game. It really is.
Yeah. All right, Fan Guy, it's your last pick. Let's see what garbage you two leave me with.
Lord, okay, let me see who's left. That one. Now I'm looking at all their pictures. Wow, I almost just want to defer. Okay, I'm actually going to take this next person simply because I'm so sure that they weren't going to get picked and that I want someone obscure and terrible to cheer for because they are by far the lamest, worst personality of this entire group. And that is Mr. Kevin Jacobs. Let's go, baby.
This dude is not real, right? Like, this is a fake personality.
He's a caricature for sure.
I got the first boot right here. I wanted it. I want the first boot and I want the winner. So if this
actually
is
wrote him down his first boot.
If I'm gonna, this guy is weird, man. He is a strange cat who is the most conceited person about his intellect. And if he shows that to even one or two people, he is done. He's got to keep all those little condescending personality quirks under wraps. If he can do that, and he's just playing for us in the DR, this whole villain thing, I could end up loving this guy and pulling for him the whole way. If he can do it the right way, and he's just the villain in the DR, but to everyone else, he's not that guy we just saw. That's why I want him. That's what I'm pulling for.
I still think the villain in the DR is going to be Summer, but I think that Kevin is going to be a villain. He has all the potential in the world to be the first boot, but I want to see him get further because it's going to be good TV.
Dude, not when he opened his mouth, I was like, there's no way this dude is real. I mean, he is a buff dude. It didn't make any sense to me. I mean, you remember Ronnie from BB, was it 11 with Jeff and oh god, I forgot the other ones. He's Ronnie 2.0 with muscles. I can see it happening. I mean, I wrote down first boot, but maybe he surprises me. He is a BB super fan, so maybe he's just playing up for the crowd. I don't know what to make of him. I really don't.
He had moments of genuineness in his interview with ET Canada. I mean, I don't know. I still don't know how he's going to fit in with these people if he's going to be this over the top.
He's very self-aware in that he knows Canada is going to hate him, but he's also, I mean, he thinks he's the smartest fucking person in the world,
which isn't a good thing.
Not now, as it's not going to be. But I'm going to find myself rooting for him. He was going to be my pick just for shits and giggles.
That's where I was at.
All right, Dave, please don't leave me with my 2 least favorite people.
Did I? Who are your 2 least favorite people?
I'm not going to tell you.
One of them's Jay, and probably that. Big, maybe. Who do I have left?
The people that are left are Jay, Melina, and Stephanie.
Oh, man. I really want to take Stephanie and slide into her DMs too, even though I have no shot. I think I'm going to have to take Melina, though, even though I know her OCD is going to eat her up inside in that house. I don't know. Yeah, we'll take her. I like her. I like her plan, which is to find her number 1 and then split the house. She said everybody annoys her. I feel like everything in life annoys her, and it's just going to get on her nerves and make her angry in the house. Also, I want to point out that she's a former tattoo artist, and she's former for a reason, because those tattoos she has are shit.
I didn't even notice that, but yeah, her OCD is her biggest issue that came off in her video. But I mean, some people with OCD are very intelligent, though, so I could see her having a good strategic game, but I guess her social game is going to be the question mark.
Yeah, I liked her game plan going in. Like I said, find her number 1, split the house. I think that's a good strategy. I just think she's going to get tired of clothes laying on the floor, shoes by the front door, and it's going to drive her crazy.
Messes in the kitchen, yo.
Yeah, she might self-evict.
Kitchen. They have to share kitchen. Oh, she's gonna go crazy. I wasn't a fan of her. I wasn't a fan of, like I said, all the girls except for 2. So she just kind of blends in, but I wasn't a real big fan of her.
She didn't give a lot to go off of, honestly. So it's hard to know. Well, I'm left with 2 of my least favorite people, but at least one has an upside and the other doesn't. So I will choose Jay because Stephanie has no upside, in my opinion.
It's a good pick of those 2.
I mean,
we'll talk about Stephanie last. But Jay, I think that Jay will... His upside is I feel like some of this cast he's going to fit in with. So I think that on a social level, his upside is good. I also feel like, though, he worries me similar to how Brayden worried us last year, even though Brayden didn't end up that way, that Jay is going to be too over the top and too much of a goofy person.
We thought Brayden was going to be that by his interviews, and I thought he was going to win there at the end.
I agree with you.
That came down to social level.
Yeah. Brayden was nothing in the house like his entrance interviews made him out. And so I agree. I mean, I think that's an interesting take and something interesting to point out, because it is true with this guy, because he did come off very over the top, almost like way extra, like too much extra. And if he brings all that in there with him, it ain't going to work. If he can rein it back a little, and we just saw that exclamated version of himself, and he's just that, but toned down, I think he's got a great shot at getting along with a lot of this cast.
I think he could use a gut check like Braden got that first episode where he was picked last for the teams, where you're like, oh shit, I'm probably not liked in the house. I'm gonna have to switch up everything that I thought I was gonna do.
True.
And then go from there. And I could see that happening.
Well, that leaves Stephanie. I guess the comment section can have Stephanie in our draft. So if Stephanie wins, Boo Boo or whoever's watching this can.
Boo.
But
that's one of your Twitter followers, isn't it?
That's Mike's friend,
YouTube.
Boo Boo.
Oh.
But Stephanie.
Stephanie
is Spicy V.
No.
Oh yeah, 100%.
No.
Oh, 100%. Stephanie is going to come in this house and make all the wrong decisions and be exactly too over the top. And I don't like her potential, but you seem to disagree hard, Days.
I think she's Beth. Yes, over the top. She's going to be dancing all around the house. Party girl. I mean, although Beth liked to play up the country girl or whatever, I mean, they strike me as being one and the same. I don't know. Very emotional player. She's going to smash at least 3 guys in the house. Calling it now.
She's going to try, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah. She's going to be very annoying, just like Beth was. But Beth, teamed up with the 2 stacked dudes in the house and made it semi-far in the game. I don't think she's going to win, but I think she's probably going to get decently far, unfortunately.
I hate this chick. This is also this is at the very bottom of this cast for me. I can't stand anything about her. Literally, she's like cute or whatever, but she's not hot enough to act the way she acts. Like, she's just not. Like, she's really not. Like, she's a pretty girl, but the way she acts is like she's like really way hotter than that. And so like, yeah, you can't no.
JC's gonna beat her to the big guys.
JC's gonna beat her to old Gino. Yes, and that's the only guy in the house that Stephanie is gonna I believe Stephanie's gonna go for is Gino, and Gino is gonna go for old JC, which is gonna put Stephanie and JC at a little bit of an impasse. I'm already gonna call that one, and it's gonna backfire on Stephanie because she's not gonna have the guy, and Gino's gonna be like, oh,
she's gonna have to go for Herman.
Maybe. What if the feeds turn on though and we're wrong and it's fucking Gino and it's her in the fucking bed together?
Then flip it. Then JC.
It's gonna happen, right? Gino's gonna smash her first, and then he's gonna get rid of her and go to JC.
Because she's so vapid. She has nothing but her looks. Even both of her interviews to get into the show are all about her looks and how she abuses him and how she takes. This person has no substance. They take up a space on this earth.
How the child care worker or whatever, like, how is that possible? I don't get it.
This chick's the worst. This chick is everything wrong. This is the chick that I wanted to bang in high school and college, but wouldn't give me the time of day. And now I would palm face this chick because like really, that's how much but this is the girl that's just too good. You could just tell she's just a snooty. I hate this kind of girl. I hate this kind of girl.
She's the type of personality that I don't get along with. That type A, go. I just can't deal with it. If she didn't say what her occupation was, I would have assumed she's a realtor of some type or a Hooters girl. Maybe both.
Trophy wife. There
we go.
That's a good one.
That's what she's built for in life. Congratulations.
I'm surprised she wasn't picked in the draft. I thought about picking her just because I do think she's physically fit and can probably win some physical competitions. But
She's just too annoying for me.
She's gonna piss some people off.
Well, Boo Boo, shout out to Boo Boo. This is your draft pick in our draft this season. Hope you enjoy Stephanie. Any final thoughts on the cast? I'm gonna say I don't think Steven's gonna be as much of a douchebag as you guys think. I think he's Canadian. I think he's gonna be, more down to earth than in a typical American douchebag.
I think he seems pretty like a laid back dude. I just think he's gonna get distracted by the big bouncy things in the house.
Yeah.
This guy's fake. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe he and Stephanie do kind of match. This guy is F to the AKE. Like all this, I love my family. Oh, I'm Canadian, so I must be nice. No, you're a douchebag. It's clear. And I can't stand it.
I think you made a good pick, Nick. I do kind of get Tyshawn vibes from him. If he can, like go for Beth first and then be like, nope, she's too much. I'm just going to play this game on my own.
Yeah.
But like I said, he's going to get distracted.
But I also picked him, even though I do think he could thrive in a showman. So
yeah.
People are stupid. They're not going to realize. I'm calling him fake. People aren't going to think he's fake. He's going to have Canada fooled, and he's going to have at least one or two of the chicks in that house fooled for a little while. But his colors will come out, and this guy is a grade A douche.
Any other final thoughts on this case?
He's only going to fool y'all for so long, people.
Mm.
Let's go through our teams. Mine, it's not as strong as I would like, but it's Steven, Summer, Helena, Betty, Jay. I think enough of them have enough social upside, though, that I will feel comfortable with them. Days, you got Josh, Tynesha, Kyle, JC, Melina.
I feel like you got that Helena pick at a steal, Nick. When I'm looking at where you got Helena, that was a pretty deep to get her because I think she's got a lot of upside. You got her late.
Thank you. That's how I feel about Herman with your team.
I think
you have a good team. Honestly.
I've got a team full of quarterbacks, which you know how that works in a football draft. You need more players than that, so I might be fucked on this one.
But it only takes one.
Your team looks pretty strong 2 days.
Fanga, yours is Moose, Marty, Jessica, Herman, Kevin.
I got all the outcasts. I got team outcast minus maybe.
I think you have all the outcasts. Moose is probably the least of the outcasts. I think you could fit in with more people, but
I think you got a value pick with I think both Marty and Jessica. Like both of those could be your Justin Tucker in a draft where it's just guaranteed points all season long, and you take them midway through the draft no matter what.
I don't think they could both get far, though, honestly. I think one is going pre-jury, only because they're the two oldest players. So I would be shocked. Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that Jessica was one of the oldest.
And Boo Boo, you get Stephanie to round out our draft. So that is all for us. We will have rankings on Fridays, hopefully, or Saturdays. I don't know.
What day does Canada air?
It airs Monday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay. And we'll rank on Fridays.
Well, we'll record on Fridays. I don't know when we'll air, but
I have to cram my episodes into Thursday night before the rankings.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us for our first ever Big Brother draft, this being BBCAN10. Hopefully I'll win another draft, but we shall see.
No, I got this one.
Draft master.